one. Connect to Nathan because I have to talk to you. Yes, thank you, Lord Jesus. I have to talk to you, Nathan. I'm hoping you can help me. Let's just put it that way. I have hope. Anyway,
Okay.
so my question is, if after a woman has let her expectations be known to you, should she ever have to repeat herself?
Should she ever have to what?
Repeat herself.
No, you shouldn't.
Okay.
If you've told him your expectations, I'm guessing. Okay, so I'm just assuming, like in the dating stage, you're telling the guy what you expect in a relationship. No, you shouldn't have to repeat yourself in terms of the foundation, in terms of what you expect a relationship to be on. No, you shouldn't have to repeat that again. If yeah, so does that make sense?
Yes, yes, it does. My next question is: once they have told me that they hear me, hearing and doing is very different for the audience out there. Hearing and doing is very different. If after they have told me that they hear me and they show no signs of bettering that situation, not changing, but compromising, bettering their circumstances, how long should someone wait?
That's a difficult one. I think that depends on the individual and if they are making any changes at all. See, so if the situation comes up twice or whatever situation and they're still not making a change or any effort to change or even saying, look, I'm sorry, I'm still trying, or if they don't say any of that, then I would say that is a clear indication that, you know what, they're really not listening to how you feel and they're not compromising at all. And
Exactly.
then really myself, I'd question myself in terms of, so why is this person here, or why am I in this relationship if I'm the only one that's trying to put effort in and trying to get somewhere within the relationship? So
So you know what I heard him say yesterday? I heard him tell me, I feel like the energy has slowed down. And I was like, okay, what does that mean? He told me that he has more time to think now. I don't know if that means that it's because we're not hanging out as much, or maybe things have slowed down in the fact that we're kind of comfortable with each other.
so he
I
said things have
never,
kind of slowed down.
yeah, like they've kind of like calmed down between. It's like the newness has worn off, kind of. I think is what he told me.
Do you know that for certain? That's what he thinks.
That's what he told me. Yeah.
Things have kind of slowed down. And he said he has more time for himself.
Yes, yes, I think that's what he means. Because what had happened was we went out on a vacation together, and I've never gone on a vacation with anyone that wasn't my boyfriend. So this was kind
Right,
of like a new thing for me. So I gave it a shot. I wanted to see what it was going to be like. And as soon as we got back, that same week, I tried to tell him some things that had been bothering me, and we got into like an argument about those things. So I kind of felt him, and I told him, I talked about this yesterday with him. I told him,
yeah,
I said, after that conversation, I kind of felt you pulled back a little bit. I understand why you did that. I'm not here to add BS to your life by no means. I'm here to make your life easier. So I
right,
apologize for making it difficult last week. That wasn't my intention. I do feel like I can kind of talk to you a little bit about it better now. And we did have a good conversation yesterday. I was
right.
calm, collected, cool, whatever. But when he told me, I feel like the energy has flowed. I was like, I'm thinking to myself, you did that. You're the reason why the energy has flowed, not me.
Did he
I
did he say why he thinks that?
he said it's because he feels like we're in a place where we've gotten to know each other a little bit better. I said, do you feel like you have me all figured out? He said, no. I said, okay, good, because I would hate for that to happen. Because I don't want him to have me all figured out yet. That's not the point.
The question I would ask is if you think the energy has changed,
Mm-hmm.
especially when we just came back from a vacation.
Yeah.
Like, the question I would ask is, well, how do I? Because it's one thing saying this is wrong, but how do we fix it?
Yeah.
And I guess he needs to open up, or you guys need to talk and figure out, well, how do we fix that? Because you don't want to get bored of each other. You want to fix it. You know what I mean?
He's
Um,
he's created time apart in order for that to happen. So what he told me is he's
so the
thinking more. So in my eyes, I'm seeing this. He's going on vacation with his brothers this weekend. So I'm seeing this as, okay, you've got time to yourself. You're
right.
giving me time to myself. I have more time to think about it because he even told me, he goes, well, it sounds like you've had some time to think these things over because you sound like you're coming from a very calm place. He does not understand what I had to go through this weekend. I literally had tears. I had anger. I went through all of the core emotions to figure out what it is I needed to say to him.
Mm.
And he doesn't understand that. He never will understand that because I'm not going to tell him all the roller coaster shit that I had to go through this weekend. But I will tell you, this is the first guy that I've ever had, dating wise.
Oh,
That's
really?
ever,
Okay.
yeah, this is the first guy that I've ever had dating wise that's told me the things that he's telling me. No guy I have ever dated has told me his thought process in regards to how he sees me as a person.
Okay. All right.
He did he did
So,
tell me he did tell me yesterday that I was coming from a very calm and cool and collected place and that he was going to give me that. He gave me props on that.
yeah, I mean, I don't see from what you've told me, and again, I'm going on from what you've told me, there isn't an issue on your part. If you
Yeah.
don't mind me asking, how old are you roughly? Like, are you in your
I'm
20s?
I'm 30, he's 35.
Okay. Yeah, so there doesn't seem an issue on your part. It really does
Uh-huh.
seem like he has an issue. Um, and it seems like he's not too sure where he wants to go within the relationship. You said he's making himself seem a bit distant, and that's probably because maybe, I'm saying maybe, it does sound like he's trying to cut himself off. But I think there needs to be another conversation before he goes, um, to say, look, do you really want to continue this? And the first thing I
I
remember
did
you saying
I did
is,
I did ask
uh-huh,
him. I did ask him yesterday. I did say, "Do you still want to date me?" And he said yes. He said
oh, he
that he just
does.
has yes, yes, yes. So I asked the hard questions yesterday, but it came from a very safe, secure place because I felt
Okay,
like
that's
okay,
good.
like Sunday I woke up. I saw something on TikTok that basically said you need to stop having the conversations with yourself that make you feel like you're less than. And I was like, damn, you're right. I have to. I have to start having conversations with myself to build myself up. Because this guy, if he's not going to do that for me, I have to do that for myself. So I had a conversation with myself in the shower. And I said, Jordan, you are constantly available for this guy. You are texting him. You are giving him 100% of your energy every day. You've not once ever questioned why you're with him at all. So why are you doing that now? And it's because he's gone on vacation this weekend. That's the only reason why. He's apart from you. If you were literally at his house right now, you would not be questioning any of this because you I feel so good when I'm with him. And I told him that last night.
So,
I said, look,
so is it really then the fact that he's going away? Is that what you're saying?
it's not. It's not. No, no, no. He's gone away a couple of times now.
Okay,
It's not about the fact that he's going away. It's about the fact that I feel like he's cut into our time that I have got. Like I have no time with him anymore. I don't spend.
okay.
First of
Do,
all,
do,
first
do
of
you?
all, we hold on, real quick. First of all, we don't spend weekdays together because we both have the same work schedule. So
Mhm.
I give him that amount of time to miss me. Okay. So
Mhm.
I get to see him Friday. He gave me that time, and he's going out of town Saturday. I asked him last
Mhm.
weekend. I said, "Well, when do I get to see you again?" He goes, "Oh, you'll see me Friday." I'm like, "But wait, aren't you going out of town?" Because we had no plans. I said, "But aren't you going out of town?" He goes, "Well, yeah, but we can still see each other." And I said, "Okay, well, I'll take you out on a date, and then I'll go home." And he said, "Yeah." So that means I can't spend the night this weekend. I do miss spending the night, and I guess that's kind of what I would like to have. I did ask him last night. I said, "When do I get to spend the night again?" And he said, "We'll plan something." So I don't know. I know he misses me, and I know that he wants to spend more time with me, but at the same time, like, where is he putting in that effort to make that happen?
If you don't mind me asking, have you guys been dating for a while, or
It's been about a month. It'll be 2 months, August 17th.
oh, it's only been a month? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's great then. Give it, watch how he, because from what I'm seeing, you're really invested already, and it's been a month, which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
You, from what I can see, you have an end goal to all of this, and you're the type of person that you like to plan, and you like to know when you're going to meet up with with your partner next, which is great. It does sound like he's not as organized or probably invested in meeting you up more. Do you know what I mean? Um,
Yes.
and
Yes.
if it was me, I mean, again, though this is me, if I was really serious in someone, really serious, I would be like, you know what, probably seeing someone once a week isn't enough. So I do need to try and prioritize, you know, this, for example, do need to prioritize the women that I want to hopefully spend my life with. I need to
Well,
prioritize that.
we didn't see each other last week because we literally saw each other like for a whole weekend because we went on a vacation together. So
Hmm.
I'm not tripping about last week. This week he did make me a priority before his vacation to see me, which I'm very grateful for. Next week it might be a completely different story because that next week I have something planned that weekend, so I might only get to see him Friday again. So, if Friday is our thing, then I want it to be our thing because I have to do what I
And
want to
that's
do
where
on my day.
and that's why you probably, when you first started talking, you talked about this is what you expect. So Fridays really is you guys' stuff, and I guess you kind of need to, you want him to stick to that, but I guess the real word is consistency, which I'm not picking
Yeah.
up from him, is the consistency part, which is which you do have a right to say or to feel
Well,
concerned about. But remember,
not
there's only been a month, so give it a
yeah.
few more and see how things work out. Um,
Well, like his last fling, he told me that the girl they had only been dating for like 2 months, and they weren't like boyfriend and girlfriend. They were just dating, and she went off and started hanging out with her friends again, and acting like she was single. And I was like, I wonder why that is. And if he's shown the amount of inconsistency with her as he did with me this past couple
did
of
you
weeks,
ask why? That's interesting. Yeah,
I did.
because I was
I
gonna
did.
say right,
He
because I was
he
gonna,
said
yeah.
he said that it's because she wasn't getting enough attention. I can see that. I can see why. Because if he's pulling the same stuff, then I had a guy. Hold on. Oh, wait. Hold on. I
Yeah,
had a
go ahead.
guy. I was with my cousin this weekend, and a guy gave me his number at a restaurant. So the 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 issue is, do you act on any of that? And I did not. I deleted the thought in my head that I was ever going to talk to this guy. So the whole situation is, do you act on these things because you're insecure about the relationship and where it's going, or do you ride it out and say, you know what, 2 months was enough time wasted. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore.
You know what?
I can go ahead.
I honestly think you're in a safe place at the moment in terms of um you've you, when I mean safe place, I mean there's still a lot of work to be done. When I mean work, I mean information that you need to find out. Now,
Yeah,
I would want to know from him, like, what made you feel like you wasn't getting enough attention, and what does that physically look like?
yeah.
Because
Because if this is what it looks like, because if this is what it looks like, I can understand why she would seek attention from other people. Now, let me tell you something. I used to be that girl. Now, I don't know what it is about him that makes me not want to be that girl anymore. Because it's almost like when I got with him, it's like a light switch flipped off in my head that says, Jordan, you don't need to look at anybody else anymore. You need to focus on this guy. And I'm normally the girl that does go off with my friends and party and do all this stuff. But when he told me, I want you all to myself. I don't want you to talk to anybody else. I don't want to share you. I don't. When he told me that, that's the first person that I've ever dated in my entire life that has said, I don't want to share you. And I know that I have had guys in the past that have said, like, hinted at that, but someone to say so clearly that that's what they want from me, I'm like, okay, well, if he's willing to give me that effort, I'm willing to give him that effort too. But it's just words, right? At a certain point,
yeah,
it's just words. So I need him to show me that you do not want to share me. If you don't want to share me, and I've asked you to give me a little more attention, well, maybe in my head as a guy, that should be like, okay, either I'm invested in giving her more attention, or I need to cut her off because I don't have enough attention to give her right now.
if he's that could be. You see, if that would be my thought process. Actually, it would be the
Yeah,
fact that if she's asking for more, and I know I can't give it, I may have to consider cutting her off. And then the question really I should
but
ask myself, if that's the case,
uh,
well, why
uh,
get in a relationship to start off with? And what is my real aim
exactly,
here? What do you know what I
exactly,
mean? Because I always
yes,
tell people, don't get in a relationship if you physically don't have time for anybody else. If you're a workaholic, I'm not being funny, you got to sort that out before you even introduce anybody in your life.
and see,
Yeah.
he told me that he feels like he's kind of cut off his workaholic habit to be with me, and that he kind of feels like he has to get back into the groove of things so he can make more money because he does have other responsibilities that I do not have. And that's perfectly fine, but that sounds like a him issue. That's not really a me issue. That seems like
Yeah,
you should have like
it
you
is.
should have had all of that figured out before you got into the dating game because I told you from the very beginning that I did not want games. You told me you did not want games. You told me that you were tired of all the bullshit and that you were tired of girls not committing. He's been hurt. I can tell. I can tell he's been
Mm,
hurt. I can tell he's not had a woman give him the amount of attention that he deserves. So maybe he's glomming off of me a little too much because he enjoys what he's getting from me and he's not really focusing on what he can give me in return. So that might be a conversation that we need to have in person saying,
yeah,
hey,
I'd say definitely have that conversation. I would
you
say
know,
don't be too quick to leave. I would say talk about it. That's
yes,
key.
yes,
Now obviously he's been through stuff as well, and I guess you guys need to talk about how are you going to juggle things in terms of seeing each other, and even what that would look like later down the line. Because
yeah,
let's say you guys got married, right?
yeah.
Will that pattern still continue in the sense of where you hardly see him? And
Well,
do you know
see,
what I mean? So
that's the thing. Like, I know for a damn fact he's got a schedule. Okay, and I know this because I don't have a schedule. That's why I'm always bullshitting him because
you're
I
right.
am trying to make my own schedule happen. So what I did was I went off and I bought a planner this weekend. I literally have filled my calendar the rest of the week with stuff that I feel like I need to do for myself, not for
Right.
him, but for myself. So I am going to the gym. I'm going to make sure I'm eating better. I'm going to make sure that I'm taking care of myself so I can live a happy life. Now, he is on that calendar one time out of this week, And I'm going to ask him that day, I'm going to say, do you think you can commit to giving me at least one day out of a weekend every weekend?
Yeah,
And if
that's
he says,
reasonable, definitely.
no, then I'm going to say why. And if he says that's because I need to focus, I need to get my money back up, I need to focus on um, work, then I'm going to say, well, you remember whenever we talked about what we wanted to bring to the table in the very beginning, and you said that you wanted to not play games and that you wanted a commitment. Well, I
Mm,
need a commitment just like you want a commitment. I needed to know what
yeah.
that looked like whenever you said it, and you did not tell me. What you did was you made yourself available for only a limited amount of time until you were ready to get back to your business. I've been in
Mm.
my business this entire time. So
Can
I
I ask
need
you can I ask you a question? And
go
th
ahead.
does he has he ever talked? And I get, it's kind of hard for someone to talk about this within a month. I get that, but has he made known to you his plans in the future in terms of just in general? Like, if he gets into a relationship, he does want it to lead to X, Y, and Z. Like, does he want it to lead to anything later down the line?
Yeah, we talked about it early on, and he said that he was ready to settle down.
Right.
And
And that's
I told
key because he needs to, because way he's how the way he's going, from what I can gauge, it doesn't seem like he's got everything in preparation for that.
Well, see, and that's
Because
what
he
I'm
needs to,
saying. Like
yeah,
he's been single for like 2 years. Okay, he has a house. He has everything together. It looks all good on paper, but mentally, I don't think he's ready to be a husband by no means. And the reason I say that is because you can have all your P's and Q's lined up
uh,
in the physical world, but in the mental world, if you're not ready to settle down because you don't want to lose your time by yourself, that's a little selfish in my opinion.
I was about to
You
say
don't
that, yeah.
want you don't want a wife. You want someone. You want a companion. That's all you want. And if that's all I'm going to be, you need to let me know. I want to travel with you. I want to go on dates with you. But I don't want to be your boyfriend. And I'll be like, okay, great, that's fine. But I'm gonna start dating other people.
Yeah, I was gonna say it does seem like he just wants to date, to be honest with you. Um,
And if that's the case, I'm gonna give him another month, and then I'm gonna start seeing other people because I don't think it's fair for him to hold up the line anymore.
let me just ask someone a question. Hang on a second. If I was talking to you or agreed to see you only once a week, how would you feel about that? Do you guys live in the same city, by the way?
No, I actually have to drive to see him almost every
Is it like
time.
is it a 30-minute drive?
Um, yeah, from work, but if I
Yeah,
was
it's like,
coming
so
from my
let's say it's like a 30-minute drive, and I can only see you once a week. Would you really think that's enough? And really, but let's say we agreed that you were going to see each other every Friday, and that was our time, and I couldn't keep up to that, and I was not really consistent. Friday's the only day. Yeah, because he's got, let's say for example, I've got a really busy schedule, so not not really. I think no, I didn't think about that. That's a good point. Okay, so even though Friday is right, I like your days. Does he make time like Monday to like Thursday to try and message you or FaceTime you in between all that as well? At least to try and give you guys some, do you know what I mean? Like to try and
yes,
communicate.
okay. So every morning we text each other good morning.
Hmm.
Um, he does do the little kissy emojis and have a good mornings and stuff like that. I like that. Okay. Then the next thing that we do, we talk every night before we go to bed. Now the reason
Okay.
why I feel like that is so amazing is because I asked him one time. I said, "Did you ever do this with anybody else?" Because I get the feeling that you're not much of a phone talker. He goes, "Honestly, I've not done this with anyone else. Like you like this, so that's why I do it."
Hang on. Oh, jeez. Yeah, he said you like it. That's why I'm doing it.
Yes.
Okay. I don't. Yeah, I've been in that situation before in the past, and it didn't end well because it ended up. Uh, it, the person tried to make it seem like I wasn't doing anything they wanted to do. So, like, how do you want to? I don't know. It it kind of seems like he's not
I
really
mean,
invested.
I can see
Because because
where
because
I
if it
can
was
see where
me,
he might.
even though someone's not a phone person, they should value the fact that you're talking on the phone because that's better than texting.
Well, he doesn't see it that way. He's okay with just a text message, and then seeing me, like that's enough to him. For me, that's not enough, and so that's why
Yeah, he's
I like
definitely not
having.
built. Yeah, I don't think he's built for relationships at the moment. And the question you should ask yourself is really, are you willing to stick through that and to kind of teach him all this stuff? Because it does seem like it does seem like it would be like teaching someone in their teens what a relationship is.
Well, and see, like I guess I can understand how he might use the whole talking on the phone as him putting in effort every day and using that in some form of maybe an argument at some point. Like if he was going to argue his stance, then it might be, well, I give this to you and you're telling me I'm not doing enough. So that might be his whole I'm giving this I'm doing something that you value. Why are you telling me that I'm not doing enough? And
Mm.
it may be because we don't speak the same love language. That's why we're not ever going to speak the
That
same love language
that
first of all.
that could be, but at the moment
But
there are a lot of
we're not trying
differences.
to. Yeah, there are a lot of differences, but I don't really see a whole lot of couples that are the same working out either. Because if you have someone that is exactly the same as you, like how fun. First of all, I think it would be fun for like a little while, and then it would start to wear on you because what else is there? Like
It,
what else could
I
there
think
possibly be?
when it comes to relationships, there has to be a mutual agreement on a lot of things, and no one is going to be the same. I mean, you wouldn't date yourself probably, you know, but um,
I would date myself.
oh, you would, and you'd put up with all your, okay, fair enough.
Yes,
Well, I mean,
only
I
only because
I wouldn't,
only
because I can be
because
very annoying and frustrating. So
only because I know what I need to feel fulfilled as a person. So
I hear you.
I'm patient with myself. I can be patient
Hmm.
with myself. I can't be patient with other people. That's the problem. I have not learned patience in my entire life. And if this guy is going to teach me anything, it's going to teach me patience because I have to be patient with the process. But I also have
Yeah,
to be
be
patient with
patient, but
myself.
remember there's only been a month, like you said. Be patient, and I would definitely say probably give it another month.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, how patient do you need to be in order to see the red flags? And I think at the moment,
I'm
um,
not stupid by no means. Am I not looking at red
mhm.
flags? I feel
I know
like
you see them. Yeah.
I do. I could literally print them out for you. I've made a list in my head. The only reason I'm doing that now is because I ignored all the red flags in my last relationship. I'm choosing not to
Right.
do that this time.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm willing to stick it out for right now, I have nothing else to do. I mean, I've got maybe one more month before my the I actually met him on a dating app. So I've
Hmm.
got one more month before my dating app subscription ends. So I could decide to cut him off sooner rather than later and get back on the app. But I don't know if I really want to do that. In fact, honestly, this whole relationship has kind of not necessarily worn me out, but it kind of has given me fulfillment for the time being, where if we don't work out, okay, I'm just probably not going to date anybody for a while, because I had to go through a lot of bullshit before I even started dating him. And I don't
Hmm.
really want to do that again. I don't need really a whole lot of sexual fulfillment. I feel like I've gotten everything I can think of right now. I've learned that, I like I like to do things. I like to go out. I like to have experiences. And if that means that I have to do that by myself, well, I need to maybe feel more comfortable doing that by myself. He told me before we started dating that he used to do things by himself a lot, and I know that I'm a breath of fresh air for him. I know that I am, but I don't want to be seen as just a placeholder at all. And
Hmm.
he has apologized before, and how, I will say this, he's used we a lot. He has talked about future endeavors with me. He's talked
Okay.
about future trips. He sees me in the future, but he's got to get to that point to like actually make me a priority so that can happen. And I don't really know if he knows how that's going to go yet. So I'm going to give it some time. I'm going to
Give it
give
some
it
time.
another month.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm going to give it
D-
another month, and then I would say if by the end of August, after he turns 35, because his birthday's in August, if by the end of August he doesn't know that he wants to be with me, I'm going to say, you know what? I can't be with you for 5 years and not have some sort of commitment or some sort of established relationship with you.
hmm
I can't wait. I don't want to wait a year. That's too long. You've told me that you've not waited very long to ask someone to be your girlfriend. Well, 2 months is enough time, in my opinion, for you to have figured it out. You're not really. I don't know what you're waiting for as far as
Oh,
me
he
getting
hasn't
closer.
asked you to be. He hasn't like literally said, "Will you be my girlfriend?" He hasn't said that yet.
No, no, we're dating. No, we're dating.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I think I think after this next month, I'm gonna say, you've not asked me to be your girlfriend. I think that you are
You're
waiting.
in a better position. Yeah, you're in a better position because you have. Yeah, I would say. Yeah, I assumed he did. Um.
No,
Okay, that's even better. Give it another month. Tell him,
yeah,
ask him that make sure he knows exactly what he wants, and if he doesn't see a future, if he doesn't have a plan, because men were meant to have we're meant to have a plan. Yeah,
yeah.
if you're pursuing a woman, you need to have a plan. You can't just not have a plan. And you're right, you're not a placeholder. You're not just someone that he can treat like a friend. He can just go and visit every
I think
Friday
I
or
think
every
in
Sunday.
I think
So
in
he
the
needs to have a
beginning,
plan. Is he
I
dating
think
anyone else? Or has
no,
he
we're
definitely
dating
just seen?
exclusively.
Right. Okay. All
And
right.
that's why I said I've not been talking to other people. From what he tells me, he's not been talking to other people. Even before that, there were only maybe one or two people that he was talking to. But I kind of took precedence because I made him feel good. I'm different. I am a very different girl. He says I'm different, and I know I'm different. Hell, I'm not like all these other Dottie McThothos out here. I am a dime plus 99, and the only reason I say that is because I bring something to the table that other girls don't, and most of that has
hmm
to do with just how I was raised. And I was raised
hmm
differently than a lot of the other girls that he's probably talking to, because he's
So you know your worth. That's good. Yeah.
the girls he's talking to have probably been raised exactly like him, and I've
hmm
not been raised that way. So he sees potential value in me because I know my value, exactly what you just said. So,
Yeah.
um, I don't value the same things that I'm a Latin woman, but I don't value the same things that other Latin women value in men because I was raised with white parents. So
Okay.
I see a different set of values than he might, and that might also be an issue for us later on. But I think that we were raised sort of the same, but not really because he's had to work for everything he has,
You have
and
different
I
values. Yeah.
yeah, and I kind of haven't. So him going to work and seeing work as a priority kind of is his way of saying, look, I've not been raised the same. We've been raised differently, and
Mm,
you see work as a priority, but you don't see it as a necessity right now. I see it as a necessity because I don't ever want to go back to poverty. I want to keep thriving. He has a house. And, in the beginning, I think I thought his worth and his value was he's got a house. He knows how to treat me right.
mm,
He knows how to give me a good weekend. He knows how to do this. But those are all things that are not really about him. I can do those things for myself. If I want a house, I got to work towards getting a house.
sure.
If I want the things that he can provide to me, I have to work for it.
Hmm.
But what do I see in him? And I started seeing more in him as time went on. And so, really, if you think about it, I've not really kind of been prioritizing who he is. Probably, I only did that maybe within the past 2 weeks. So we really haven't been dating in my head for more than a couple of weeks.
Right. Got you. Yeah, I'll
I
definitely
have.
say give it an yeah, I'll definitely say give it another month. And at the same time though, again, I know you've done it. Let him know your expectations because I understand because you're at this point he doesn't ask you to be his girlfriend, but you're going places together. So it automatically puts in your mind that you're the one in a way, but there's a lot of inconsistencies that's happening. And he needs to
Mhm.
you need to address that to him, sit down and have a conversation, you know, and say, look, I will actually just see for another month how things go. But if things don't change, because then yeah, I will have to cut it off. I mean, I do know some people that their goal in life is literally just to work, literally just to work. And as long as I work, I'm providing, and that's their
Yeah.
mentality or stuff. And if she doesn't get it, well, she's this or whatever. But people forget that um especially women, you guys want attention and comfort and love and all that stuff. I mean, you want a partnership, you know, which is what a relationship is slash marriage. Do you know what I mean? It's not about being so.
I do feel like it might be a little early on to put. There's a
No,
there's a
I definitely think it's early,
there's
but
a
I'm
certain
just saying that because
someone can put on someone, and then there's not there's like too much. I don't think it is a wrong thing for me to ask for consistency as far as when we're gonna hang. I think that that is a valid
no,
concern.
yeah.
I do. I actually have to go to work. I'm sorry, I gotta go. But thank you so much
I
for
hope that's
talking to
helped.
me. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. I hope that's helped anyway.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.